Hello again, everyone. I'm Richard. This is Rash, and this is the TBK podcast. Today, we're going to be discussing Jaron Ennis and his recent victory, stoppage victory over Sergey Lipinets. I think I pronounced his name right. What did you think, Rash?
Yeah, I thought he looked impressive, man. I think went out there, made a statement. He looked comfortable, man. He was moving around, he was switching in, he was just tagging him up to the body, and then eventually just took him out when it was time to take him out. I think this is a fight where he wanted to make a statement especially after seeing what is I think his future rival Virgil Ortiz did to Maurice Hooker. I think he knows he needs to get out there and make a statement, and that's what he's doing. I think the issue might be getting big fights now on where to go, but yes, I think he could be the future 147. You know, I think he can. I think he's the best one there. I think we've obviously we saw Conor Ben last night as well, but we're seeing the difference between a manufactured star, someone who's making the star, to someone who's genuinely gifted, talented, and can just do everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. To me, Jaron Ennis is the real deal, definitely.
He's the real deal. I think I haven't watched a huge amount of Ennis fights yet, but I'm going to be going back and watching a lot of them. And I think yesterday he really impressed me. He was calm in the second round. He took a big shot and kept working. He didn't blink. He took a big shot that would impact a lot of people, which displayed he's got a good chin. He needs to work on that, even though he can take those big shots. He needs to work on
that tweak on that defense a little bit, because when a big shot from someone like Lipinets, no disrespect to Lipinets, isn't the same as a big shot from like a Danny Garcia or Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying? So he needs to kind of work on that. But I'm seeing people saying that they think he can stop Spence, and seeing people say they can stop Crawford. I don't know if he can stop Spence. No. But I think him and Spence, maybe if he catches Errol Spence next year, I think that's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? But
it's a very good fight.
Yeah.
I think
I can't see Spence taking it, but I think if it does happen, it's a good fight.
It's the same thing we said when we were discussing Conor Ben. He's further along than Conor Ben. He's already at a level. But don't rush these fighters. We watched Ortiz look very impressive, and they started speaking about Crawford. Put him in with Crawford next, and it will ruin him.
1,000%.
It will ruin him. Put Ennis in with Spence next, and that will ruin him. I'm not saying these guys can't possibly beat Spence or Crawford in the future. They can. We've grown accustomed, thanks to like Mayweather and Calzaghe, and it's not a criticism of them because they were great fighters. But people have become accustomed and expect fighters to go through their careers undefeated. Great fighters do not go through their career undefeated. If you look throughout history, it's less than 1% of fighters retire undefeated. So your favourite fighter, even if he's the top fighter, he's probably going to lose at some point. So, I'm not beyond thinking that Spence or Crawford can lose, but not right now. They're not tomorrow, not if it's the next fight.
I think unless Crawford gets old overnight, then I can't see him losing for now. I think because he's what is he now? 34 now, I think.
34, yeah.
So he's getting on, but I think that he's in boxing. He's a young 34. He hasn't taken punishment. He stays in shape. I'm more worried. He's been through the accident. He drinks a lot. He used to balloon up and down on some weight and everything as well. Yeah. So I'd be worried about this, but I think those are the guys for tomorrow. But I can see a big fight with Virgil Ortiz. That's going to be a big fight to make. I just hope they don't fucking do it Errol Spence and Crawford with that. Where it's like, oh, I'm the A side, bro. Fuck with that. Just fight, man. And then. In 10 years' time, they're going to want to do exhibition fights.
Yeah, just like we saw like when we just spoke about with Golovkin and Canelo, and like we saw with the two Mexicans. I'm having a blank moment recently. Great fight.
Gonzalez and Estrada.
Yeah. Another example of the puncher getting overhyped. What will happen is everyone's going to choose Virgil Ortiz to beat Ennis because
I think Ennis will put the beat on him as well.
And Ennis is going to beat him up when they do fight. It's not going to detract from both being fantastic fighters. Ortiz is, he's a brilliant fighter.
Ortiz is just a better version of Maidana, in my opinion.
Maidana was brilliant. People
Yeah, no, he was, but I think Ortiz is better than Maidana. But I think to me, that's how he fights. He fights like Maidana. He comes forward a lot. But that's the thing with come forward fighters. When someone's good enough to either push you back or when you can't go forward in them, and then they just move around you.
Yeah.
Then you're kind of stuck. Do you know what I mean? And I think Ortiz is a good come forward fighter. I don't think he's a complete package.
Yeah. When you've got fighters who can punch as well, like Valdez as well recently, fighters who can punch as well as box. You know, it's a problem. It's a problem for everyone, isn't it? It's a problem. So, you know, I'm really impressed. I think this next generation of welterweights that we've got coming through, you know, including Conor Ben, I'm not criticising him because he's constantly improving. I like his work ethic. Ortiz, Ennis, you know, I'm impressed. I'm happy. I can't imagine that fighters like Ryan Garcia won't eventually end up at welter as well. I think Tank might be a bit too small, even though I think he can beat Garcia, but welterweight is going to continue to be, you know, arguably the Premier League.
You might have Josh Taylor coming up. Teofimo Lopez looks huge as well. He'll definitely end up at welterweight one day. So I think the future is big. So speaking of the future, I know you're meant to be leading, but who do you want to see Ennis fight next, if anybody?
It's very difficult. I mean, we speak about how in mixed martial arts, the best fight the best, and we don't build them up. I don't know if we need to build up Ortiz against Ennis anymore, for example. I know there isn't a lot of money in it, but I was a big fan of when James DeGale fought George Groves. DeGale I preferred, and I think he was a bit more skilled, but Groves beat him fair and square, and they both went on to have very good careers. DeGale went on to have arguably a better career, winning the title earlier, defending it more, having crossover success in America, but Groves still went on to win a world title, fight at the highest level, you know, pack out Wembley with Carl Froch in front of 80,000 people.
Did he over the 80,000 people?
80,000.
Never.
So, you know, I think you can have this fight, you can lose at that stage and still have a great career. As long as it's not too conclusive, it might set you back far. So get them in with one another. Let's have that now.
Yeah, man. Me personally, I'd if the Spence and Ugas fight doesn't happen, I think him and Ugas would be a good fight because Ugas can box, but he's not a big puncher, so I think that's a good fight. I also think again, Furman is another good opponent for him. Or Adrian Broner. I don't think Adrian Broner would ever take that fight, but Adrian Broner, I think. Adrian Broner, he won't take that fight, but that's also a good fight as well.
Yeah.
And even David Addison, I think that's also a good fight as well. I don't think that's not a good fight for Addison because I think he's gonna get stomped, but that's a good name for Ennis to have on his record really. So hopefully he stays focused, man. I don't want to see him lose focus like Errol Spence has done. Do you know what I'm saying? I hope he just sticks to his craft and stays ready, gets ready, and just destroys everyone. Man. So, yeah.
I can't imagine. I feel like Errol Spence is the one that they need to start targeting. I think that you can't mistreat your body at that level. It's fine margins, and he has got away with it because he's world class. That's what's allowed him to get away with it. He's a fantastic fighter, and he's got the engine. There's something special about him, but
definitely.
When he fights someone else special, he's eventually going to catch up with him regardless. So, you know, he needs to get in there. When it comes down to it, when it's a 50-50 fight, two world-class special fighters, that's when that will make a difference. Target Errol Spence because that's the biggest jump he can have. He's considered the top. He has to be the top welterweight, doesn't he? He's also got a lot of vulnerabilities.
I agree.
Brilliant. Great talk again. I'm Rich alongside Rash, and this has been the TBK podcast.
And this is the TBK podcast.